Shalom. We are in Parashah Tetzaveh, Torah portion Tetzaveh, and it has to do with to command the people to bring pure oil so that there can be light in the tabernacle continually. So one thing that we see with this Torah portion is that once you have the structure, the basic structure, in order to make it a usable space, you need to fill it with warmth and fill it with light, and that's what the oil, the purpose of the oil is. Now, this is the first time that the tabernacle is referred to as the Ohel Moed. Previously, it's been called the Mikdash, the dwelling place. Now, Ohel Moed means the tent of meeting. If you think of a dwelling place, there are many dwelling places. If you look in, driving down the street, you see a lot of dwelling places, houses. But if you see a tent of meeting, if you see a place of meeting, it sort of set it apart. It's a place where there's multiple people who come together for a specific purpose. And the place is set up for exactly that. Where a dwelling place is just somewhere you live. A place of meeting has got purpose. And there will be specific things discussed or shared during that meeting. Where a dwelling place is just a place of rest, a place of safety, a place of comfort, where you get filled and looked after and be protected within its walls. But the tent of meeting is about meeting with someone. Now, Ohel Moed links to the word Moedim, which is related to seasons and appointed times. But you can also translate as appointments. So Yahweh wants to have appointments with man. And these appointments happen during the Moedim, of which the Sabbath is the first type. And then you get the 7 Moedim, or the 7 festivals. And these are times where we meet. So that's the time relationship. And now we need the space. Because when you go for a meeting, you need to meet at a certain time and all gather together in a certain space in order to have that meeting. Now, Yahweh created this mobile structure called the Ohel Moed so that people can meet with him, coming together in a space on a appointed time, and then he will share with them, meet with them, and it will be for a specific purpose in order to translate revelation from on high, from Yahweh's mind, from Yahweh's will, and reveal that to the people. Now the people have to bring more gifts. Last week we looked at the meaning of giving of gifts, the concept of giving of gifts, and that is to draw near to Yahweh. It's similar to a sacrifice, but these first sacrifices or offerings were given to actually construct the temple with. And now we see the next layer of gifts is about the crushing of the pure oil. And it has to do with an action. You have to crush the olives in order to get the pure oil so that there will be light in the Ohel Moed continually. And the light is another symbol of truth. It's another symbol of revelation. And your contribution plays part in the revealing process. First and foremost, you need to be there in order to receive the revelation. Otherwise, Yahweh's revealing into an empty box, empty room, and there's no one to receive it. So what's the purpose of revealing it then? So shining the light in a holy place has got no purpose unless there's someone that can interact with that light and receive that revelation. Now, in the context of the priesthood or the kingdom of priests, it's the priest who could enter into the tent of meeting or the holy place, and they were the ones who interacted with the objects that are spiritual symbols of, first and foremost, is the table of showbread, which is receiving revelation from the written word, the bread of life, in the light of the menorah. This is where the revelation comes into play, and that is revelation through the Spirit, which is symbolism of the menorah, is Yahweh's Spirit. And then also the golden altar, which is intercession, which has to do with the meaning of Numbers 73 and 74 that we looked at 2 weeks ago, which is about intercession prayers, as well as ruling over the nations or over the nation with authority, bringing a certain aspect or a issue to the table and discuss it with the council of Elohim, so that there can be judgment or action to deal with these matters in the physical from that spiritual place of authority, which is the middle ground, halfway up the mountain, which is also the middle chamber, which is the holy place. Same symbolism. So we see there's great power, there's great authority, and now we see there's great revelation, a lot of revelation happening in this space. And when we enter is on a Moedim. Now the weekly Moedim is the Sabbath, and that's where we align with Yahweh's timing in order to receive, and we also share with people on those appointed times, so we can share that revelation with one another, so we can grow together as a living tabernacle. The main purpose is to bring the nations in, to make sure that everyone is looked after, everyone is elevated, provided spiritual food, so they can all grow together and then become a mighty army, as we saw last week. So Tetzaveh is similar to Teruma, and we looked at last week. It starts with the letter Tet and ends with the letter Hey. Tetzaveh starts with letter Taf, not Tet. Letter Taf, then a Tzadik, then a Vav, and then a letter Hey. So yet again we see the Hey on the left. That's light shining into this dark world. That's the purpose of the tabernacle, is to be a light amongst the nations. Your life is a light, your community is a light, your fellowship is a light, and it should shine. And that's the lampstand that Yahweh is talking about in the book of Revelation. That lampstand shine, and then people are drawn to the light, and they come in. And then they receive revelation as a result of this light and this contribution that's happening with you bringing your oil or your efforts. Remember last week, the sweat of your brow, you will have to interact with Yahweh's things, and it takes a bit of effort from your part. It's not coming free, it's not a free ride, it's not passive, it's active. And then we have in the middle, we have the letters Tzadik and Vav. The Vav means man and Tzadik means righteous. So the purpose of the tabernacle and the revealing of light is to make man righteous. Now righteousness, the definition of righteousness is to know what is right and to do what is right. So it's an action that's based on the truth, because things that are right are things that are based on something that's true, something that's proven by 2 or more witnesses, that comes from Yahweh's Torah. And that is the basis of righteousness, is founded upon the word of Yahweh and walking in his ways and his will and his truth and his light. So inside the holy place, interacting with this light, this revelation, and then acting on that revelation is actually what caused you to walk in righteousness and to be declared right. Just like Father Abraham, he received truth from Yahweh, he acted on it, he walked in it, and it was declared to him as righteousness, which is the basis of faith, which we know as faithfulness, which is an action. Faith is not only believing truth, faith is believing the truth, and acting on the truth. It's not passive, it's active. And that's in the center of this word, tetzaveh. And then, of course, the last letter, taf, is the yoke that you carry, or you plow the ground. You yoked with Mashiach, and you help to fulfill the function of the work of Mashiach through expressing it through the building of the Ohel Moed. So that's what I want to share with you today. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will speak to you soon. Shalom.